Hello everybody and welcome to F1 2020 MyTeam Career Mode. It's a series I've been really looking forward to recording and bringing to you guys, and I've put some real effort into the thumbnails, the gameplay, and yeah, it's going to be a brilliant series. It's my first series since restarting the channel, so let's get into it. Our sponsor, I can't read that, but it's that. I chose it because it's got a fairly easy goal, which is complete the season and gives us 2 million, which is a decent amount. And our weekly income is good. I chose the Renault Power Unit as it is much more powerful than the Honda and got good durability. And our teammate is Louis Delatraz, as he's the best bang for the buck, I thought, as he gives us really good pace and all that. So how this series is going to work is that it's going to be a full qualifying and a 50% race with 110% AI. It's the absolute hardest you can get in the game, and it's going to be brilliant. And we're running no assists, but let's hand over to Will Buxton.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. There's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team?
I won't lie, it's been a bit of work. It's not easy, but I trust myself, I trust the team, and we just look forward to getting the season going.
But what was it that drew you to your teammates?
It was finding the right for our team. Louis Delatraz suits the team philosophy nicely, and he just is the best choice that we could get for this.
No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
Haas are looking like our targets at the moment. They seem to be on the back foot heading into this season, and we just feel like we've got good spirit and good momentum to try beat them this season and just bring the team forward and beat an established team who is also the newest team. Chassis is incredible. It's pointy. It goes where I want it to. It's brilliant to drive and fun to drive as well, which is important.
Have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
We've got a fresh pair. We've got young guys working in the departments and who can get us some new eyes, new ideas, especially for the ERS systems.
Key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
We've designed an incredibly light car. This helps, just to get through the corner, allowing some more audacious overtakes around the outside, and it's just the best for the team.
Are you most proud of?
Aerodynamics, hands down. They had to create a car from scratch, and I'm really proud of the work they put into the car.
We've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
Thank you indeed, Will Buxton. So now we are on the brink of the Australian Grand Prix. We have some upgrades lined up for Australia already, which is just a front downforce upgrade for aerodynamics, as we had no upgrades implemented on that car. We already had 4 upgrades implemented on the chassis and 1 on the engine, so we've already got a pretty decent starting point. But now as we're heading to Q1, we're not expecting to get out of Q1, but we can try our best to get as high up as possible. Our goal at this early stage of the season is to beat the Williams cars. As you can see, this car is an absolute handful to drive. Forget losing the rear end on the penultimate corner, not on the second corner, and it's an absolute dog to drive. It doesn't handle too badly actually in the high speed corners, but it's tough in the low speed. And now after our first run, we are last. We were 21st. But Latifi set a better time. So now on our second run, we're going to have to try and beat him, and we do improve by 5/10, which brings us into the 121, and does bring us ahead of Latifi once again. So now in Q1, this is our final run, and I'll just leave you to watch the lap. So now as we come down the start-finish straight to finish our lap, we are about 4/10 up on our time, and that is a pretty decent time and does put us into 21st place. We're not starting last, as that is Nicholas Latifi's job. So yeah, but as Louis Delatras actually is starting in P19, which is a really decent showing for Slimbo Racing, and the SR01 is doing bits at the moment. Williams are our closest rivals at the moment, so that's who we've got to beat. But yeah, we are still 2.6 seconds off the pace, and we've just got to improve.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at Albert Park, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996, and home to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
Ever since their participation was announced, there were questions being asked about whether an outfit like this could survive, and certainly it's proving to be a trial by fire so far. Let's hope they can continue to draw an investment and find a little more pace as well.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon, Kvyat, Perez, Kimi Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, Gasly, Grosjean, Lance Stroll and Kevin Magnussen, Delatraz, Russell, the Professor and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So now here we are on the grid. It is going to be a pretty typical one-stop race, as sort of soft to mediums. So now as it's 5 red lights, and away we go for the Australian Grand Prix, which never happened in real life. As we get a pretty decent start, we do actually jump. We stay ahead of Latifi going across finish straight, but now he's actually got ahead of us slightly as we go around the outside of Russell into turn 1. As we did have a bit of a look at Delatraz, but we don't quite have a run to do it. But Russell was actually on our outside, but we did get a bit of a squirm going on, and that did let him, and that did squeeze him out. But now as we're going down, we did have another look down the inside of Delatraz, but we didn't quite get it, as we just were too far back and we couldn't get far enough alongside. So now as we're going through lap 1 now, we are right behind Delatraz, we're following him through, as we do have a bit of a lunge down the inside, but we don't quite make it work, and we sit behind him for now and just enjoy being in Formula 1 at this stage in our careers. As we were on overtake, but we're not close enough. But as you can see now in our MFD, we are struggling with tyre temperatures, especially on the front left, which means into right-hand corners we are having understeer, which isn't the ideal. This isn't ideal, as it means that we are struggling into the corners, and it just leaves us on the back foot if we're being attacked. But now as we're going through to lap 5, we are right behind Delatraz. We can start thinking about having a move. We have the RS on, we have overtake down on, but and like I said, we're still struggling with the overheating. We're not quite close enough to make a move on Delatraz yet, but now as we're going down to the second straight, we did think we had a chance, but I forgot to put overtake on, because getting used to the game, completely forgot it was there, which means we are just too far back. We can't overtake Delatraz, which means our teammate is ahead of us, which means we might have to do something on strategy to try and get ahead of him. But now as we're on lap 9 now, going down to start, finish straight, and going into the second straight, going through turn 2, we do tell our team we are boxing this lap. It's a lap earlier than what we are anticipating, but it is the best thing to do. So now as we're going into the pit lane, we've got a massive engaged pit limiter thing on there, which meant we did slow down a bit early, and we did lose about 1.5 seconds to Russell, but it's not too bad. But now as we have a stop, as we're a new Formula 1 team, expect the slow pit stops for now, as it's a 3.0 second stop, which leaves room for improvement, but it's not too bad for this stage in our careers. So now our job now is to press on lap 10. He's going to be boxing next lap, so we've got to we've got Flores. As you can see, car is still a handful to drive. That hasn't changed, and we do actually have a bit of a squirm. And as we're going down the start finish straight, Delatraz is leaving the pit lane. We overtake on to give us the best chance of overtaking him, and we do. He's right on he's on the right hand side, and we get past him. As there is actually a yellow flag. I think Kvyat had a bit of a moment, and yeah, we are now into P19 in this race on lap 12, which is really good. And now on lap 18, as you can see, it did stagnate for a bit. We didn't move anywhere, but now Delatraz has caught up to us. He is now 5 tenths away from us. Going on to lap 23, he's now got a chance at overtaking us. As we go down the start finish straight, and once again forgetting overtake to defend, as we do have quite a bit of ERS to spare, but we're just not using it. As you can see halfway down the straight, he did have a bit of a run, but he decided against going for the move into turn 1, as he just didn't quite have the move, and lined up. But now going down the second straight, we do get a bit on the grass, just lack of looking in our rear mirror, just making sure he doesn't attack us with overtake on. But now lap 25, lap 24, that is that attack over. But now as we're on the end of lap 24, Delatraz will have another attack as we go down the start finish straight. Once again, not using overtake until later on down the straight, which is a critical error in this race. And Delatraz doesn't have a move down the inside. We try to fight it around the outside, which will turn into the inside. We squeeze into the outside, but it doesn't work. We have to give our teammate room. We don't want to crash and lose money on the incident, but he does get past in the straight. We did think about having a move down the inside, but that's not an opportunity we had. Has 110% AI, it is not easy. So yeah, we are now behind Louis Delatraz, which is unfortunate. But now here we are on lap 28. We have caught up to Delatraz. We have a very good run through this left-right chicane, and now we have DRS on, overtake open. We do have a run on him, but the straight's just not long enough, and with us being in the same car, it means that we can't quite catch up to him enough down the straights and make a move. and we need to be right close, right up behind him. But now as we're going, as is the final lap of the race, that was a fairly stagnant race, but we do come through for P18 and P19 in this Australian Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Yes, another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
See the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Spot. He's our new Drivers' Championship leader after today's result. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Valtteri Bottas, a commanding performance that I think had the audience's eyes glued to him for the majority of the race.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Overall, that race for us was pretty good as we do come through, and both of us do improve our positions in the race. We set pretty much identical fastest laps for personal fastest laps as well, as it was a unanimous one stop. So hopefully we can continue this momentum through into Bahrain, and just hopefully we can improve the car, keep our upgrades coming, and just manage the team to victory once. As you can see, Daniel Ricciardo did have a DNF in that race, which is unfortunate for him. Even in the game, he has stupid unreliability issues. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos every Tuesday and Friday. And while this new game's fresh, uploading every day and just keeping content flowing for you guys. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell icon to make sure to know when we've uploaded a video. And just overall, have a great day. Peace out.